these are the wide margins that will be discussed briefly in this video. You have the Sovereign, Thomas Nelson Sovereign wide margin King James Version in genuine leather. You have the Platinum Edition 390 from Church Bible Publishers. You have the Schuyler Goatskin King James Version wide margin. The local Church Bible Publisher, so different than Church Bible Publisher, local Church Bible Publisher 390. And you have the Allan 5WM. Allan 5WM is for the wide margin, the Allan wide margin. And you have the Cambridge wide margin here. This one happens to be in the calf split leather. So these are the Bibles that I will compare. We're going to start by comparing the Thomas Nelson Sovereign Edition wide margin to the Church Bible Publisher 390 Platinum Edition, and this is in the water buffalo leather. It has a leather liner. This Italian water buffalo cover. The Church Bible Publisher wide margin, yeah, it has a leather liner. I think it'll last a long time. But I don't like that they don't have the gutter margin for you to write in. I don't like that. And then the red letter, it's just a little bit bright for my liking, personally. And they don't have lined pages in the back. Okay, so although it's a nice Bible and it retains that rectangular shape versus, you know, the more squared off shape, although it's nice, I don't find that as... It's $200. I feel like for $200, if you're getting a wide margin for the purpose of making extensive notes, I think you could do better than that one. The Thomas Nelson Sovereign Edition wide margin is only about $60. It used to be priced more than that. People gave it some bad reviews. I think it was based upon the fact that it was priced higher than it now is. And at its current price, I think it's a great value. It doesn't have the lined pages either, but it does have inside margins, outside margins, and the bottom margins. So the margins are not going to be as large, but here you don't have any of the references or translator notes. Here you do. So I think you actually get a better Bible. It does not have the leather liner. It has a paste down liner, but between these two, I don't. This one has paragraphs at the beginning of the book that kind of explain the particular author's overview of the book. This one doesn't have that, which I think is a plus. But these are the two wide margins that you would want to look at if you're looking for a more traditionally sized / shaped Bible. The Schuyler is shaped in the rectangular shape like them, but the Schuyler is just much larger. So this is not really a Bible I would recommend if you're getting something to have as your primary Bible. This is more like a family Bible. Between these two, neither one of them have lined pages. Both of them have concordances. This one is much cheaper. You could basically buy 3 of these for the price of one of those. Just doesn't have the leather liner. Okay, but the cover is genuine leather if you get that genuine leather. If you prefer the format of the Church Bible Publisher Bible, but don't want to spend the $200 to get the Platinum Edition with the leather liner, you could go to Church Bible Publisher. They have this in various forms as well, you know, as far as not having a leather liner, different leather covers. But you could still get them cheaper, I think, from local Church Bible Publishers, although their selection doesn't seem to be as current as the Church Bible Publishers. It seems like they don't have a lot of their old Bibles in stock anymore. They don't have the executive calfskin, the iron calfskin that they used to in stock, but they do have this executive 3-piece in stock now, which they didn't have in the recent past, and that's probably going to be a really nice addition. This one I would stay away from, this basic version. This is a basic version of the 390 that I got recently from local church Bible publisher. You can see the offset of the print on the spine, how it's on the left side of the spine. I don't know why it's like that. It's not like that on the executive version that I got from them recently. This is how the brown looks. It's not that dark, rich brown that it looks like it would be on the website. This is their old 390, which was great, you know, with the inside margins and whatnot. It was kind of more like what you get with this one. But now they don't have the inside margins anymore. If you get a 390, it's going to be like what you get with the church Bible publisher, albeit the local church Bible publisher 390 doesn't have the black or the red letter. So this one doesn't have the red letter. The 390 with church Bible publisher will have the red letter. So the 390 for church Bible publisher will have red letter. 390 for local church Bible publisher won't have the red letter. The Thomas Nelson Sovereign wide margin will have red letter. The Schuyler wide margin will have red letter. Cambridge wide margin and Allan wide margin do not have red letter. The Thomas Nelson red letter compared to the church Bible publisher red letter, you can see this is just a better font. It's darker than this red letter. This red letter is not bad. You could definitely use it. This is the Schuyler red letter, also a darker font. Now for a primary Bible, for a wide margin, making notes, I would get one of these two, being the Allan 5WM 5 wide margin, I think it stands for, or this Cambridge wide margin. This one is nicer. Allan makes just a nicer Bible. It has the leather liner. It has nicer ribbons than the Cambridge. The Cambridge, this is the calf split leather cover, and it doesn't have a leather liner. It has a paper paste down liner. But even if you get the goat skin edition, which is higher priced than the calf split edition, it doesn't have a leather liner either, and it still has these same bookmarks. So as far as the quality of the materials used, the Allan has nicer quality materials, and these are roughly the same size. The Cambridge block text is a little bit lighter, but either one of them I think would be okay to carry around. The Allan, the goat skin, it kind of just melts in your hand, and that's why I opted for the calf split in this one. That's one of the reasons, because it doesn't sag as much. This one feels like it's trying to fall out of your hand, right? It's really nice. You get used to it. It's not a big deal, but I think this one just feels more stable in your hand. So the font is better on the Cambridge than on the Allan. I think this is a 9-point font. This is like an 8-point something font. 9-point something, 8-point something. So a little bit larger font here in the Cambridge. Plus it doesn't have the letters and numbers referencing the inside column like the Allan does. It has the small letters and numbers mixed in with it, or letters mixed in with it to reference the inside. It has numbers too. Okay, the numbers would be the translator notes to kind of clarify the meaning of a word, and the letters would be the reference, other scripture references. It's not bad. Definitely something you could get used to, and I don't think it would hurt you. But this is just a little bit cleaner text. The paper's a little bit thicker on this one, so it's not as much ghosting. This one has a little bit more ghosting, which the camera magnifies. It's not nearly as bad as it looks like in the camera in person. So both of them have their pros and their cons. This one, you can get a goat skin for like $200, a little over $200. And this is almost as much as this one. Okay. These Cambridge Bibles are almost just as expensive as the Allan. The Allan Bibles are nicer. Okay. These are a better quality Bible. Where the Cambridge excels, I think the Cambridge is good for a carry Bible, just something you're gonna just work. If you're gonna like get in the mud with it, this is the Bible that you want. If you're just gonna make notes, just rough notes, just write your thoughts in. I don't think you should go crazy with it. It's still a nice Bible. You don't want to do anything stupid with your Bibles, but this to me is more like, be very careful when you're writing it. Make sure what you're writing is something that you want long-term passed down. To me, this is something like you could use this as a make your notes later on, take those notes and transfer the notes that you liked into this Bible. So I would start with this one, not with this one, if you're planning on just using this for general study. Use it for study, make your notes. Use this for transferring notes to this, pass this down. It's just my thoughts. That's just how I think about them. So right now I'm using this one. Now this one, it's just a pleasure. This one, nothing wrong with it, but it's just not the same quality as this one. They did waste. Okay, the concordance to me is just a waste. They have the concordance in the back of the Cambridge, which is dumb. The concordances are virtually useless to me. The Allan did not do that. The Allan has thicker paper, so it doesn't have as much bleed through, as much ghosting. It does not have the concordance though. So, even though it has thicker paper, it doesn't make it a thicker Bible. They didn't add all the concordance in the back of it, which is a plus. However, although this one has a concordance, it has more pages. It has these alphabetized papers, the blank ones A through Z, which is nice, I guess, for whatever you're going to use that for. But then it has these line pages in the back, which there are more of these. I think there's like 60 something in the Cambridge and like 40 something in the Allan, if I'm not mistaken. Like 40 versus 60. So more of them in here, which kind of goes back to what I'm saying. I think this would be better for your starter. And maybe, later on in your life, when you're settled and you've researched things and you're just like, okay, I'm persuaded this is the accurate meaning of this text, or this is what I want to pass down, then transfer it to this. Or you could use the Schuyler for that same purpose as the Allan. The Schuyler seemed like a family heirloom Bible. It's just a little too flashy for me. This one I think is just nice without trying. And so that's my take on it. If you're looking for a workhorse Bible that you want to just work with as a wide margin, I would say the Cambridge. You could get this one probably a little bit cheaper than the Allan, and I think it's going to last you plenty of time. And at the end of the day, if you do all your work in it and you just decide, man, this is the Bible that I want to pass down to my kids, etc., then you could just get it rebound. But the Allan, I think, if you're already pretty settled in your convictions as to the meaning of the text, if you're well studied, etc., and you're just trying to write down your notes versus study and write down what you're learning, I think you should start with the Allan. That's just my take on it. This would be the progression to me. If you're just now starting Bible study, if you're not very learned in like the original languages or something like that, I think you should probably start with maybe something like this, which is only about $60. This Thomas Nelson wide margin. You can make a lot of notes in that. Then maybe bump up to this whenever you get to the point where you're making notes on textual criticism, making notes on the meaning of the original languages, etc. Then bump up to this or that potentially when you are ready to really write them down in a nice format that is to be passed down to your family. That's my take.